G'day viewers, Sep here. What I thought I'd share with you today is all the tools that I take when we go on a trip in the caravan. So here they are here. I'll go through and explain a couple of things with you about why I've got certain things in this toolbox. So it's not a comprehensive list, but it's a compromise between what I really need and get by with and how much weight do I want to carry. And we'll start at the top here. So what we need is a wheel brace so we can tighten up the nuts or loosen them if you have to get them off. Always carry a set of gloves. The tow hitch, it's a spanner for the nut, and also the Cruise Master DO35. That's how you hold it. You put that on the nut, you hold it with that, and you do it up. And those that don't know the difference, just while we're onto that, that's the DO35 pin. It's an off-road hitch, and that's designed to go in there. And of course that's the spanner for the bottom of the nut. And that's what we've got on our van, to tow our van. I've put that on there just so I can see in the dark and that, you know, line it up with the actual van. And of course that's your traditional 50mm ball, so that's the difference. So we've got an assortment of cable ties. I've got a tape measure. I've got a small kit with some valves for ties and valve tool and some caps. And of course a pressure gauge, a decent one. We've got some silicone, just in case. We've got some silicone grease. We've got some silicone spray, some WD-40. We've got some plumber's tape, some electrical tape, and just some circlips as well, just different sizes. Got some duct tape. Just got a bit of wire, just electrical wire, 12 volt stuff. And that's just a pin in case we lose the pin for some reason, and the tow hitch. I keep an assortment of screws and some nuts and some bolts. These are just a little bit of what I've got. A couple of spare shackles. These are rated, a smaller one. And I've got a cable clamp as well. Good for, say, your handbrake cable. If it slips or comes off, you lose one. And I've got a mirror, which I've used heaps of times so I can see it places that you can't see just when you put your head under something, so you can use your mirror. You've got your multimeter, which I've used all the time. We've got a test lamp, torch, just an assortment of Allen keys. Now these are metric. Most stuff nowadays is metric, so there's not a lot of AF anymore or imperial, so I just keep this small set. Just a bit of timber if I need to cut something. I can put that underneath it or block something or whatever. It's just a door wedge. I often wonder how good the locking mechanism is on the sliding door in the back of the caravan where the bathroom is, and if it ever fails and I can't fix it, I can always just poke that under, even though it's got a hook on the back as well. A pencil to mark a few things, just a highlighter as well. And of course that's a 19mm socket. I don't keep any other sockets. This is for the wheel nuts and also the stabiliser legs. I'll put that on the end of the drill. I've got a range of metric spanners from 23mm, 22mm down to 6mm in between. Then we've got a razor blade, another razor there, just different type for cutting things. File, I had to buy that last trip because I did have to use it. It's a small set of screwdrivers, really tiny ones, some right angled screwdrivers, an arrangement of screwdrivers. Most of them are Phillips heads because that's sort of pretty much all you get nowadays, a few flat heads there as far as screws and that go. We've got multi-grips here, great for using that if you get your plumbing fittings on your taps in your caravan parks and you can't get them off, they're too tight, just bang them on, grab that, bang it on and away you go. These are locking pliers, which are great, so if you've got different sized nuts and can't get on them, you haven't got a spanner that fits, and for whatever the reason, you can always lock down with one of these, which they work really well. Just a basic set of pliers, some cutting edge on them, pointy nose pliers. Shifter, I've got a big one and a small one. Now one thing you want to check with your shifter, if your spare wheel on the back of your van has got a big nut in the middle, mine does, and also has normal standard wheel nuts as well, you might want to check to make sure you've got a spanner that'll get that nut off. Because I was lucky when I checked all my stuff, and I did have one, which was this one. But if I didn't have this bigger one, I wouldn't have been able to get my spare off if I needed it. I would have to borrow something somewhere if I could have, if I wasn't stuck on the side of the road. And of course we have a brush just to brush out bits of dust and so forth. So that's pretty much it. The whole lot together weighs probably, including the plastic box that I keep it in, which is over here. Most of it will fit in here, not the cans of course, they don't fit in it, but most of the other stuff will. Anything that doesn't fit in here, I've got another plastic box in under the van. And this, I try and keep everything together in this, so I've got everything if I need to fix something or do something. So yeah, so that's basically it. That's all I need to carry. That's all. We've done about 22, 23, maybe 24,000 kilometres around Australia now, and I've not needed any more than this. But then we've been lucky, we've never had a major problem. No breakdowns, nothing major, so just a few little minor things that I was able to use some of this stuff, whatever I needed out of this toolkit I've got to get me going. So that's really about it. So thanks for watching, take it easy, and see you on the next one.